Hey guys, Jack Spirica. I wanted to go over a little bit of tree planting instruction with you guys today. We're planting some Arctic frost satsumas, which are one of the most cold hardy of citrus fruits. You can kind of get an idea what they look like there. They're kind of a small orange. And these are hardy down to very, very cold temperatures. I think it's late enough in the year that we'll be able to get this one established. I like to plant my trees as early in the year as I can, but I want to go over something that's a huge mistake a lot of people make when planting trees. If you look at this hole, it's kind of an odd-shaped hole. It's kind of like a Phillips screwdriver with a really long one. Well, that's because we've got these different roots that run in different directions. So, as you see, I've got the roots now spread out so that they can actually get out of the hole and start establishing the tree. Well, the big mistake people make is these trees come in a pot like this. So people pull the tree out of the pot, plunk it in the ground. So what I do is I get all of the dirt off the trees, and I like to let them get a little bit dry, not a lot dry, before I do it. Instead of trying, I used to soak them in tubs, then you end up with a bunch of mud. You just get your fingers and you start raking, and you'll start finding these long roots. And what you want to do is make sure you find where the root is actually attached to the tree and where it's just going to. And as you do that, you can work it out. This root was in the pot, and it was literally growing up into the stump of the tree like that. Now, if you put that in the ground like that, that root can't get out. This root was growing like that around the tree, where it'll actually, it's called circling and girdling root syndrome. Sooner or later, as that the trunk gets bigger, it'll actually cut into the tree and choke the tree to death. So instead, we get these roots out, we get them established. The other real quick thing I wanted to talk to you about is you've seen me do a lot of things here, hugelkultur mounds, you've seen me do swales. This area has just been sheet mulched. It's the biggest bang for the buck we've got. Everywhere else, my soil is like clay that sticks to the shovel when you pull it out. And you can see even like, okay, there's a little bit of clay that hasn't had the microorganisms get into. That's a rock, that's why. Oh. But, okay, there's some clay, but even where I get some clay there, it just crumbles. Here's a pretty good lump now. We're getting to the edge of the sheet mulch. You can see we go back to grass there. So that's more indicative of the soil structure that we have everywhere else. But it's not like everywhere else. If we dig this up, it just sticks to the shovel. It's no fun. There's a little bit that'll still stick together there, but it'll still just crumble. And all we did here, if you look around, camera room can point the camera and move it slowly because don't give them motion sickness, is we just put in compost, wood chips, compost, wood chips, compost, wood chips. And the grass has come back in, but the work on the soil is done now. It's decompacted, it's beautiful. And as you can see, the trees are thanking us for it. This is an autumn olive that we put in 2 years ago. It was a little bitty stick when we put it in. I've showed you this in some of my other videos, but didn't have the camera woman, so I think this gives you more scale on it. This is an amber autumn olive. This beautiful tree right here is a red delicious apple covered with my bees right now. And you can see how dense we've planted these trees. Banana apple. This is a red glow peach. This is the camera woman's favorite tree on the whole property because it makes such great peaches. And you can see it's just about to go to bloom. Anyway, when you're planting those trees in the containers, get them out of the containers, get the roots out of the root ball, get them spread out in the hole, and then once you're done planting, we'll come back through here, we'll saturate this all, give it a good watering in, and you'll have a lot more success with your tree planting.